as well. So I'm going to take some time to let my colleagues introduce themselves to you.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lisa Manders, and I'm the interim principal at Westwood Elementary.
Good evening. What a great turnout. I'm so excited we had the problem that we had to bring some more chairs down. I'm Barb Yetzer, and I'm the principal at Red Hill Ridge Elementary.
My name is Patrick Lynn, and I'm the principal at Jeffers Pond Elementary.
And I'm Katie Sherman, and I am the principal at Five Hawks Elementary. Welcome.
Good evening, I'm Sam Fredericks, the principal at Hamilton Ridge Elementary School. We sent 5th graders off to Wolf Ridge this morning, and here we are with 4-year-olds. So it's kind of expanding my vocabulary and my repertoire today.
So we have a new strategic plan in our district this year. It was approved on June 17th by our school board members. Our strategic plan is essential for shaping the future of our schools, and we've placed community involvement at the forefront of this process. In January, we embarked on updating our strategic plan, bringing together a diverse group of 50 members, including parents, students, staff, community members, city leaders, and school board members. And this collaborative effort aimed to identify key priorities and define the roadmap for our learners' success here at Prior Lake Savage Area Schools. With our plan now approved, we have developed department and school improvement plans with performance metrics centered around our mission to inspire and empower each student to reach their full potential.
All right, so the purpose of this evening is just to give you all a lot of really good information about what kindergarten is like here at Prior Lake Savage, especially for those of you who this might be your first child that you're sending off to kindergarten, or maybe you have had an older child and just kind of want to come and hear what's new. So just the first thing that's important for you to understand is that there are really 2 options for you as a parent for your incoming kindergartner. And the first one is just the traditional full-day kindergarten option, which we have in these 6 elementary schools that we are representing tonight. And then we do have full-day kindergarten also. That's a Spanish immersion program at La Ola del Lago at Greenwood. So that's kind of maybe one of the most important decisions that you need to think about as a family. For everybody, regardless of what option you choose, kindergarten is full day for all students in our school district. Students will always attend their boundary school, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later, unless you choose the Spanish immersion option, and that's not based on boundaries. Transportation is provided for all students via our bus company. All students receive free breakfast and free lunch, so that's pretty awesome at school. The start times do vary. At the elementary level, we have a couple early start schools, and then the rest are what we call later start schools. And again, there's a slide coming up that's going to exactly lay that out for you. And then just to know, I know, with working parents and things like that, we do have before and after school childcare, which we call Kids Company, available at all of our sites, and that's a fee-based program that's through Community Ed. So kindergarten is just such an exciting, amazing year of learning and growth. All right, it is absolutely amazing to see a kindergartner from the beginning of the year all the way to the end of the year and all the amazing things that they learn and the ways that they grow. So up here on the screen, you can see a little bit of a glimpse of a kindergartner's day and the things that they'll be learning and engaging with. The first one is listed as a curricular area, and it's perhaps the most important one when we think about kindergarten. That social readiness, work habits, just following the routines of being at school, that's crucial in kindergarten. There's tons of learning built into the day for that social learning. We use something called responsive classroom, which is a philosophy that we use here in the district to help teach those routines. They have a morning meeting each day. They learn about school rules and logical consequences and just how to navigate their school and their classroom. Reading and writing and early literacy skills are obviously also a huge focus of every kindergartner's day. You'll see whole group instruction, small group instruction. You'll see a huge emphasis on phonics. which is beginning letters and sounds and things like that are kind of those building blocks of reading and writing, and lots of independent reading and writing opportunities as well. Math, they're going to be engaged in so many cool, engaging math opportunities. Our new math curriculum has two components to it. One is called Number Corner, that's kind of like a traditional kind of calendar component, and then the lesson, which is awesome. And to sit in a kindergarten math lesson, they're doing so many different things and playing games and learning so many concepts. They will also have opportunities for science and E-STEM, which is environmental education, science, technology, engineering, and math throughout their days and throughout their time in kindergarten. And lots of extension activities there too, where they can really build their curiosity and just all the things that they're interested in learning about. Social studies will take place as part of their day. And then also exciting, and kindergartners really love specials. There's a 5-day cycle, and so they will go to art one of those days, they will go to music one of those days, Phi-Ed 2 of those days, and then the last one is called media, which is kind of part more of a traditional library experience where they check out books and use a library. And then the other part of that is really kind of a technology component where they're learning about digital citizenship and coding and makerspace and lots of cool things. So that gives you a little picture of kindergarten.
All right, you may or may not know that Prior Lake Savage Schools, we are known for our environmental education programs. And a number of years ago, the U.S. Department of Education named us a Green Ribbon Sustainability School District. So we celebrate that all the time. And we have a very rich history, Lisa just touched on it a little bit, with E-STEM programming. Our district was the first district-wide elementary school programming in the state of Minnesota. And as we've noted up there, environmental education, science, technology, engineering, and math are what make up that E-STEM acronym. Your kindergartners and all students in grades K through 5 will be engaged in E-STEM projects where they're building things or creating things. They will bring in environmental education into grade level curriculum as well as science and technology, and especially those engineering critical thinking skills. I think we go to the next one. And again, Mrs. Manders touched on it briefly. We do believe that 21st century skills are essential outcomes for your students' education. They will have access to iPads in their classrooms for instructional use. And then during media class, they will be involved in some fundamental computer skills, but also beginning to learn to code. And sometimes parents express surprise that their kindergartners are learning to code, and what it looks like is they are using websites or VBots, which are little robots that they program through a series of commands to solve a complex problem. The kids themselves don't know they're coding, all they know is that they're having a whole bunch of fun. And then also responsive classroom. This is an approach that we use in all of our grade levels, K through 5, in all of our buildings. And it's because that we believe that there's a set of social emotional skills that are as important to school success as academic skills. So in keeping with the responsive classroom philosophy, we will teach and practice with your kindergartners these social skills. CARES is what we talk about, which stands for cooperation, assertion, responsibility, empathy, and self-control. And some other responsive classroom practices that we use to build, maintain, and create with students that safe and positive learning environment are morning meetings every day. Kids help their teachers design classroom rules and logical consequences. We use a lot of interactive modeling and guided discovery. And all students, you're going to hear a lot about CARES regardless of where your child is next year.
So this is where you come in. School is a partnership between home and school. It's never just the school. We need your help. We want you to be a part of what we do on an everyday basis, and you're going to have that opportunity as new parents coming into the district. Most of the volunteer opportunities are coordinated by a classroom teacher. They will do most of that. Every once in a while, the office will have a little bit to do with that. But there's 2 organizations up here that you can get involved with at all the schools as well. Our PTC, which is Parents and Teachers for Children, the volunteer organization that is run by the parents. There was the sign up out here to get some information about that next year. We'd love for you to be involved with that. And then we have the dogs. The dads or dudes of great students. We'll see it both ways. A different way, but a way to capture the male figures in children's lives to be a part of things that are going on at school as well. They're partners in education. They help with fundraising. We need that help. They help coordinate some school events. And of course, promoting some school spirit. So student activities. This is the pathway that you would travel on the web page. Go to plsas.org to choose the school. You go to any of the elementary schools, and then you click on the student life. And the student life is going to bring you to a web page, and it's going to show you the different organizations in the community that provide opportunities for your children. The biggest one being PLAY, Prior Lake Athletics for Youth. There are 10 different organizations, sports in that group that are provided for your children beginning now up through elementary school, from cheer to football to track to baseball, and there's 6 others. And there's also 4 other links in that site there, the Prior Lake Wrestling Association, the Hockey Association, the Soccer Association, and the Swimming Association. They all have links there too. I know all of those. I've been in this community for 16 years. I've used that link a long time as a way to be connected. There are so many. Too many? No, there's plenty of opportunities for your kids and you to get involved in here. It's awesome. I would check that out. Again, it's linked at any of the schools on the web pages. Before and after school is called Kids Company. Ms. Manders talked a little bit about that. It's provided at all the elementary schools. It opens up every morning at 6:30 and closes every afternoon at 6 o'clock. It is a fee-based program. It is something, if you're thinking about being involved and you need that for your child, is to do it sooner than later. Every once in a while they run into some spots where things get closed at schools, and we don't want people to miss out on that. You can opt to join it later, and there are different packages for how many days you can use Kids Go. You might just use it in the morning. You might use it in the afternoon. They have access to the gyms, the playgrounds, some of the other spaces using the cafeteria. There's a check-in feature that goes with that, and so it's as safe as possible as we can make it for people coming in and picking up their children at the end of the day or dropping them off in the morning. And here's our school and start and end times. There are 2 earlier, just to point out, 5 Hawks and Red Tail start at 8:30. Their day ends at 3 o'clock. And then the other 5 start at 9:20, and those days end at 3:50. So 2 earlier, 5 later. Thank you.
As Ms. Manders mentioned earlier, there are 7 elementary schools in the district. Your boundary school is shown up on the map up here. The only one that's not shown is the Ola del Lago, and that's because they will bus students from anywhere in the district boundaries, if that's the choice that you're making for your child. But in all of those areas, it's important to know you can go on to the Prior Lake website at plsas.org/map to be able to put your address in and find out exactly what school you are in for the attendance boundary area. All right, in-district transfers. If you are new to the school district, you might be hearing this for the first time, but what an in-district transfer is if you want your child to go to another school in the district. It means you are a resident of the district, but there's only 2 occasions where we will approve an in-district transfer. We want everyone to be going to their boundary school. for the reasons that we are all very similar. We are doing the same things, they're following the same curriculum, they're experiencing the same things. But there are two things that if you have a child in the district, next year 3rd grader, 4th grader, 5th grader, that will attend Sage Academy at Westwood, and you want to keep your family together by having your child at the same school, you can then do an in-district transfer for your child to go to school with your 3rd, 4th, or 5th grader at Westwood for Sage. And the other thing is we all have center-based programs, and we may have students from different boundary areas based on that center-based program. So if you have an older student who is in one of our center-based programs, and you want your kindergartner to attend the same school, that also will be approved. The only thing is that you would have to find your own transportation for that situation, because the center-based student would have a special ed vehicle to get them to school, whereas students that aren't special ed would have to be brought to school by their parents. Just work with us on that. Okay, the other thing is called open enrollment, and that is if you do not live in the Prior Lake Savage boundary area, and we are open for open enrollment, so we will take students from outside of our district boundaries. And what we ask that you do is, let's go to the next slide please, is we want you to list 3 schools. Obviously the preferred one probably closer to your to where you live. If you're kind of in the Burnsville area, if you're in the Shakopee area, you'll probably want to list those first. We cannot necessarily give you your first option, because what we have to do is we have to balance class sizes, and we also have to balance the number of kindergartners coming in. And if everybody wants one school open enrolled, that's not going to work. So we will fit students in. We will try to give people their first option for open enrollment, but it may not be the first one. So that's why we want you to do at least 3 choices.
All right, thank you. Again, thank you guys all for being here. So much what we do in schools is about partnership, whether it's a partnership between principals or a partnership between students at the table that are working together, or a partnership with you guys and the school. But then you here says we want this partnership with the school. And we're going to talk a little bit about how we hope that partnership plays out on the early end rather than the late end. So open enrollment, there are some timelines. We are accepting open enrollment now, as Ms. Yetzler said. Forms are available on our website. Always the sooner the better. And school placement will be announced to open enrollment families in March. So again, we have to look at who are resident families, which schools are getting full, where do we have space. Give us those 3 choices so we can, when it comes to March, give you the best option. Again, earlier is better. And I get to keep talking about timelines. So you heard all this great stuff about our school and our learning, and now I'm telling you what you need to do to get everything done. So enrollment opens on December 12th. So you can't enroll yet tonight. You have to wait a few more days in anticipation of enrolling in Prior Lake. Like December 12th, we really ask you to get as soon as possible to the website and enroll your 4-year-old. That's going to be coming to join us in the fall. We ask you to do it before January 8th, because that's when we start the whole staffing process. And if we find that we need more teachers for kindergarten, we want to be hiring early in the season, not later in the season. So the sooner we know how many kids are coming to us, the sooner we can start making sure those classes are filled with the top-notch teachers that are available. So again, partner with us by getting that done earlier rather than later. If you register in August, we will still have a spot. Don't worry about that. It's just our timeline works better when we have the earlier applications. If you are interested in Loyola Del Lago, we are encouraging you to enroll by January 17th. We have space for 96 students, and people that are registered late will go into a lottery that will be on January 24th. So again, the line is the earlier the better. Please have your child's most recent immunization records. You might register in January, and then you need to get newer immunization records when you get closer to school. But please always make sure your immunization records are up to date and you share them with us. Legally, we can't have kindergartners start without immunization records. And one time actually I sent a kindergartner home on the first day of school. It was really painful for the child, for the parents, and for me too, but I don't want to sound selfish. We just want kids to have that first day of school. So make sure you keep up on your immunization records. Enrollment is only available online. And if you don't have a computer, that's just fine. You can show up at the District Services Center and we have computers there and help to get you going. So earlier is better than later. The gentleman in the front row smiling, he got the message. Early entrance. So early enrollment is for students who are 5 years old before September 1st. If you have a child that you think is ready for kindergarten and they have a birthday slightly after that, you can go onto our website because your child may have these specific criteria for open enrollment. Again, that is an application that you fill out, and we are specific in that criteria because you want your child to be in kindergarten because you feel they're ready. We also know the system well, that we know if they're ready, so we do have this criteria we put out. So check it out if you're kind of on that borderline using those age groups. And early childhood screening. This is a free service, and it can be done as early as 3, but we do ask it to be done before that first day of kindergarten. It's a free assessment you can do right here at the district at Edgewood, and it helps you see is your child developmentally on track for starting school. You get lots of really good information. It helps us have some good information when they start school, and you can book that right now. Again, earlier is better, and some of you might have already even done that. Which goes on to...
So, you may qualify for educational benefits. We do, as other principals have talked about tonight, we do have free breakfast and free lunch currently in the state of Minnesota for our students. But educational benefits also will give you other opportunities to get some resources and help. So if you are interested in this, we do ask that you please apply for the educational benefits. And we can help you here at the schools, or you can always go online to look for that information as well. So countdown to kindergarten. It's December. Before you know it, it's going to be spring, and your child's going to be saying, I'm ready to go to kindergarten. So we have some opportunities for you to get some more information. Loyola Del Lago will have their night on December 5th at 6:30. That way they'll have a parent panel for parents to go to, and you get to listen to other parents who have children at Loyola Del Lago and maybe get some more information and get some questions answered for you. We will have the district-wide kindergarten enrollment starting on December 12th. And so again, I'm going to say the same thing Sam said, is we encourage you to enroll early, please, and so that we can know our numbers and be ready and planned and staffed for when your students come into our doors. Then, at all of our local schools, neighborhood schools, we will have a kindergarten open house on May 13th. So make sure you mark that date. That will be an opportunity for you and your kindergartner to come to our school. You will get to meet our staff, you will get to see the classrooms, and you'll get a chance to do some scavenger hunts or get some, here at Glendale, our Laker leaders take you on a tour of the school, so you'll get an opportunity to see the schools and ask questions and let your children get familiar with the classroom. That's one of your first opportunities for the kids to come in and really get familiar with the school. And then we have Great Start to Kindergarten, which are assessment days, which will be sometime in August. So watch for that information from your school to come. You'll sign up for a date. You'll come in. You'll get an opportunity to meet with us principals again as parents, as families. And then your children will go and meet with the teacher and do some assessments. Won't necessarily be the teacher you'll have, but one of our amazing kindergarten teachers. That's a second opportunity for your children to get into the school and become familiar with it. And we are out always looking for amazing people to join our team here at Prior Lake Savage Area Schools. It's very easy. If you would like to join our team, there is information on our website for you to take one quick click and join our team. And that's the end of our presentation.